Hi, I'm Jamie Mahoney. I'm Area Sales Manager at Schneider Electric, incorporating Drayton Controls. Today what I'm going to show you is how to commission Wiser from a new build scenario. So out of the box it should be okay and connected, but what we're going to do, we're going to start from a scenario where potentially buttons may have been pressed and things may have been unpaired. So what we're going to do first is a factory reset. First thing that I'm going to do is go to the Wiser hub, and you see where the settings button is. What we're going to do is press that. We do a long press, keep our finger on it until all the lights go out. So we get green, and we should get some incidental flashing afterwards. We get the red, and everything's out. When everything's out, you then release the button. Once the button's released, the light should kick in again, and we should then have a solid green light on the hub. So we're now solid green and we're ready to go. Next, moving over to the thermostats. These have been paired previously, but you can see by the triangle on this one that it's currently unpaired. What we do for a factory reset: disconnect the battery door, disconnect one battery, pop it in again, turn it over, and when we get the green splash screen, we touch the plus and minus until the screen changes again. It's probably worth mentioning at this stage that factory reset procedures are only necessary when there's trouble communicating with the system. Out of the box, you should be able to proceed straight to setup. There we go. Once it reaches the join the network state, pop the battery door back on and just leave that to stand. The second one, we do exactly the same again. So just make sure that it is working. We've got the red triangle saying that it's not talking at the moment to the hub. Disconnect the battery, reconnect the battery. We get a green splash screen. As soon as you see that, press the plus and minus. You need to do that when the green splash screen is showing. If it gets past that before you've turned it over again, repeat and do the same again. There we go. You can now put the battery door back on. We've got join the network. And if we just move over to mobile phone now. Download the Wiser Heat app from the Play Store if you've got an iPhone, or from if you've got an Android smartphone, sorry, and from the App Store if you've got an iPhone. And what we're going to do, we're going to come out of this, which was the previous one that I was in. So I'm going to log out and go back, and we should get the initial page. And what we do, we always start, when we don't have an internet connection, when we're setting up for the first time, we start set up and create account. It asks which heat hub we've got. The one in the cupboard that we're just dealing with is the Wiser heat hub here, so we press that. And then the most important thing to do on each stage of on each page of the app is to actually read the instructions to see what step you take next. So what I'm going to do now is just press the button on the hub, so that's in a flashing state. So it's the setup button, and it's one press until it's flashing. And we go back to the app and click on next. Then what we then do, the phone is now going to attempt to talk to the hub, and it needs to open up a virtual Wi-Fi connection to be able to do that. So we go to this tab at the bottom, which is Open Wi-Fi Settings, and depending on what phone you've got, it should take you to this page where you choose your Wi-Fi network, which is the one entitled Wiser Heat. The number will be different every time you do it, but click on that one. So once that's clicked upon and connected, we go back to the app. The Wi-Fi network has no internet access, connect anyway, so we do connect anyway. So go back to the app, got the Wiser Heat app, and then forwards. Now it's searching for the hub, and you can see that we're now connected to the hub. So we click on the next button. Now it's asking you to set up the system, so we continue and we choose our fuel type. In most cases it's going to be gas, but you've got the option of oil and electric as well. But we'll choose gas on this occasion. Go to next. On this device it's a Wiser Thermostat Kit 3, so we've got 2 thermostats controlling 2 heating zones. So now what we're going to do is add those to the system. So we click on the room thermostat, wake this one up and press 0 to join the network. You can see that it says joining and there's a join in progress. That's been successful, which you know on the thermostat because you get the temperature reading of the ambient room temperature on the screen, and you can see that it's also indicating success on the app. So we go to next and we're going to add new room. So with this room, in this house I'm going to call it kitchen diner, and we're in plot 51 on this site. And then the only other thing that you need to choose if it is multi-channel is select what channel. So click on OK. And that room is done. And click on done. For the next one, we're going to set up that room thermostat. So it's a room thermostat again. Wake up the thermostat, press 0 to join. So you can see that it says joining, and it's been a success. So we click on next, we'll add a new room, and it is going to be bedrooms for plot 51 again. And choose a channel. So we'll choose channel 3 and then click on done. And then click on done again. So that is the system set up. That's all the components that we have on this system completed. So we click on done. It looks like we've finished adding the devices, so we click next. Now this page is probably the most important page. This is where mistakes can be made, where installers are eager to get onto the next step. Because it's new build, we don't have an internet connection, we don't have an internet router. So rather than click on next, because it says let's connect your heat hub to your home Wi-Fi network, we don't have a Wi-Fi network, so we click on skip. And at the moment our phone still has a virtual connection to the hub. What we want to do, because it's new build, you'll see that if we go into one of the rooms, you can see that there is actually a default setting that Wiser comes out of the factory with, which is basically set for an average person's day. So the heating's coming on in the morning, going off in the day, and coming on again in the evening. Set slightly differently for weekends. If I click on Sunday, you can see that it's on for most of the day. Because this is new build, what we then want to do is set it to a manual setting. So to set a manual setting, we click on the calendar and choose the picture of the hand, which indicates a manual setting, and that means that we now set the heating manually from either of the room thermostat devices. So we'll do that on the next one. So we go from the calendar setting, the schedule, we'll choose the picture of the hand, and that is now indicating a manual setting. So I will now go out of that. And the next stage is to actually turn off the communication between the mobile phone and the hub, so we can leave the building. So that's just done by touching the settings button until you get the solid green light. What that now means is that we have no control over the system remotely via the mobile phone, but you'd be able to control the system in the usual sense via the room thermostat control. So if we take this one here, which is the first one we set up for the kitchen diner, you see we've got an ambient temperature of 21 degrees, we've got a heat cool of 16 degrees, so there's no activity. If I set that above the 21 degrees, you'll see that we now get a heat cool. indicated by the flame on the left hand side of the screen, so that we're now calling for heat from the boiler. So that's basically how to commission a Wiser system in a new build scenario. Thank you very much.